going 3 for 3 this week with our previews of conferences, starting with the letter S, and we're wrapping it up with the Southland. McNeese claimed the double last year and won a tourney game, but Will Wade is gone, so what program will step up to the plate? Why not McNeese? The captain, Mike Holland, joins me now to chop it all up and break down the league into our world-famous tiers. Recording live from somewhere, this is One and Done.
Get out the insurance cards, get out the co-pays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
It's time once again for everybody to come aboard that One and Done train. Welcome to One and Done. Bienvenidos a todos a One and Done, your fast break of college basketball información. And we're powered by the galaxy's greatest website, drroto.com. I'm your sometimes humble host. My name is Jay Heinrich, and if you don't know, now you know. I'm the conductor of the aforementioned One and Done train. Follow me on X at Dr. William Cannon. Follow the show right there at the bottom of your viewing device at One and Done CVB on all the socials. We definitely appreciate pushing all those buttons, including like and subscribe right here on the YouTube channel. But a very important button that I think you must push is the follow button for this man on X at MC Holland34. Around here, he's known as El Capitan himself. He's the captain of the One and Done ship. The OG Money Mike, Mr. Mike Holland. Mike, what it do? It's Southland night.
It's Southland night, man, and that's around these parts, man. So excited to be talking about the Southland, and you're firing it up this live chat that has been awesome through, I want to say we're through half, man, because this is show 15, preview number 15 out of 31. We're halfway done, which is crazy because we haven't even flipped the calendar to September. What else is awesome is that I saw Kaylin a couple of shows ago in the comments after the show, and it's been a while since we've seen Kaylin jump into the live chat. So Kaylin Credle, man, never thought of talking to Darren, of course, obviously jumping in there, talking about the diversity of the mascots. And this is what you get, man. We're talking college hoops, Southland in late August here, and we got some of the best commenters and hoop heads around.
No doubt about it. The liveliest live chat in all of college hoops, as a matter of fact. That's what I hear they call it on those streets, those hoop streets, that we talk about so much around these parts. So push those like and subscribe buttons, notification bells, and all that stuff. And yeah, we will be hitting up some MC Holland 34 invitational stuff on DraftKings. Just like clockwork, just like old times. Yeah. Kaylin's ready to put it in their veins.
Yes,
and we'll do that
man,
right now.
Old school.
As soon as you hit that like and subscribe button, we know you have already. Let's move on to our overview of the conference real quick, Mike. 19th out of 31st in KenPom's strength of conference rankings for the Southland last year. I talked about it in the cold open. McNeese, 2 straight years, just running away with the regular season crown. And then they pulled off the double, knocking off Lamar in the conference tournament as well in the final there. Got a 12 seed, which is like your classic 12-5, literally why the 12-5 matchup became a thing is teams like McNeese. And they got that 12 seed, beat number 5 seed Clemson 69-67 before falling to 4 seed Purdue. Mike, all right, man, what are your thoughts on this conference before we get to the tiers?
Yeah, so last year we got back up to 12 teams, man. SFA is back after a few years hiatus there. UT Rio Grande is also back. Cool, man. Like 12 teams, that's awesome for this conference because this conference is one that, it's been one of those deals where the talk over the last few years has been just Will Wade, and this McNeese program, right? But there's an opportunity, like you said, Jade, that there's been some decent basketball. We had 3 other teams in the top 200 of the KenPom rankings. So, this is not one of those conferences that you see, just 1 or 2 teams in that top 200. But historically, you don't really have to light the scoreboard up. Can you play some good defense? Can you take care of the ball? That has generally won in this conference, man. So, yeah, Southland's got some interesting contenders this year, and I think we'll see a familiar face as Jay kind of previewed in the opener in our high tier again.
Yeah, there's going to be some names that won't surprise anybody in the high tier, some people that we've already discussed. And I think just as with some of the other previews that we've done, there's going to be some teams that won double-digit games in this conference last year that we're not very high on. And we'll get to that very soon. Make sure we push all those buttons, like and subscribe. Follow everybody at One and Done CBB, MC Island 34, Dr. William Cannon, at The Real Napier over on X, of course, our guy Nate, the Hall of Famer himself, CC Hustle pushing the buttons tonight. And then at Fantasy Nav, Eric the Blue, getting you all the fire graphics, getting the studio set up. We appreciate Eric as well. The best fantasy follow, the best football follow this side of the Mississippi at Fantasy Nav over there in those Twitter streets. All right, Mike, let's get to these tiers. We want to get to the low tier first, the foundation. Everybody hop in the live chat. Let us know what you think about this conference coming in. We're going to flash some team logos here, tier by tier, and let you know what we think about them. And we're going to start off with Southeastern Louisiana. The Lions won 12 games last year, so we're going right into one of those teams that won double digits. But there's a lot of uncertainty here still. We still don't have a roster for Coach Baker's squad. I mean, and we know, yes, we are aware that they've won they have 4 straight 10-win seasons in the Southland. But, like, Elize's not coming back through that door. I'm sorry, he is coming back through that door, and he's about it, though, right? Like, 10 points a game for them last year. But other than that, man, like, I just, I apologize to Jeremy there. I tried to push him out the door with everybody else, but we know he's going to be back for the Lions, but just not much else, man. There's just too many unknowns to give the benefit of the doubt. And then moving on, I'll take the Colonels, too, of Nicholls State. This is going to be a full rebuild for Tavon Sadler. This is another team that we got used to seeing rack up wins. They have 20 wins in each of Coach Sadler's first 2 seasons. And then again, just like we've seen so many times before in these preview shows, they were absolutely gutted in the portal and are going to have to hope that they found some gems. Amarion Ellis is a player to watch in their backcourt, heading in his backcourt, easy for me to say, heading into his senior year. And then Zayden Cross averaged 21 points a game in the NAIA last year. So quite often, Mike, we see these teams that lose so many in the portal have to go the JUCO route, the NAIA route, what D2, whatever it is, and hope that whatever it clicked for them at that level also clicks with the step up. We'll see if it works out for the Colonels. 3 more teams right there in our foundation, Mike, the low tier. Help us out. Let's go with the Vaqueros first.
The old Vaqueros, UT Rio Grande Valley, man. So a really solid year for Coach Khalil Fennell, and he's going to try to build on that momentum, man. He's going to need to do it with some new blood, though, Jay. The portal took away all but one of his key contributors. So point guard Trey Miller, he averaged 10 points, 4 assists. Going to need to continue to add to his game as the rest of the roster is pretty much filled with question marks like we've been talking about in the first 2 teams that we spotlighted. Jacksonville State transfer wing Corey Cotton, another intriguing piece for them, but ultimately I have a hard time seeing them being able to compete on both ends consistently. You got the Privateers, man. They were in a little bit of a mess there with the suspensions over gambling and all that stuff that went down to end the year. So I know Coach Stacy Holloway is going to want to clean this slate up for his second year. And what did he do? He went out and got a couple of transfers here, and Jacavion Buckley from Southeastern Louisiana, and then Colton Beston from Texas State down the road from us. Big man Churchill Labas from Wake Forest is also coming in. But even with these additions, like, it's going to take a major improvement defensively. They were 350th in adjusted defensive efficiency. So I just find it hard to see this huge improvement. Abbas he's not really that big time rim protector. So I look at it as like another year to try and reestablish an identity of a program moving forward. And then Texas A&M Commerce, the Lions, only 3 wins last year and a step back, obviously, for Coach Jarrett Van Rosenberg's squad. This is only their 4th year in Division I, but the conference win total, it's fallen. 9 in the first year, 6 in the second year, 3 last year. And it's a new look roster. So you have Tarleton State forward Ronnie Harrison. He averaged 10 points, 4 boards. But the problem is, are they going to make any outside shots? Only a couple of guys on the roster shot better than 30% from 3 last year. And then they don't have a lot of size. So defensively, can they hold up? It's looking like a pretty tough year for Commerce.
Benson's going to get every opportunity he can to shoot the ball for New Orleans. I expect him to have a really big year for the Privateers. Outside of that, I'm not sure. There's Abbas, like, dropping down from Wake Forest, like, maybe
Yeah,
But
maybe.
but I imagine that Benson will get every opportunity to shoot the lights out of the gym for New Orleans, and we'll see if he can help them maybe win a few more games than last year for sure. All right, good stuff there, everybody. That is the low tier. Darren, we don't want to say that they suck because we don't know if it is the foundation, the low tier, and we know
Yeah, just a low.
we don't want to because hey, we like to joke around that all of these teams will. This is exactly how these conferences are going to line out, right? Like how we preview them, and there's a lot of talent to be seen on these
Right.
rosters, and a lot
Especially
of
when we don't know what the
unknowns.
roster is.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly, man. So we're doing the best we can here. It's we're nearing the end of August here, and talking Southland, doing big things here with one and done. So make sure you push all those buttons. We're getting you all this information year round. We never stop working 365 days a year. If we're not on air, we're behind the scenes working on the next thing, chatting about what's coming up, what we're going to discuss. So push all those buttons. Show your broskies and basketball some love as we move on to the old mid tier. And we got a lot of teams here that have the word Texas in their school, like Texas A&M Commerce, University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. Like we have that. We also have the Texas A&M Corpus Christi Islanders. Mike, 12-8 last season. Coach Jim Shaw had a tough task taking over for Steve Lutz in 2024, who had taken the Islanders to back-to-back tourney appearances in 22 and 23. Now, Shaw has done everything, 26 conference wins, right, except capture that conference tournament title. Lost a lot of production this offseason, Mike, but also went out and got some talent. Nicholas Shagbagno played for Denver last year, averaged 12.7 points for them. He's going to be a tough cover for defenses in this conference. And then big man Jordan Hare as well, coming up from the JUCO ranks, College of the Sequoias. Their mascot is the Giants, Mike, and that's exactly what he was for them last year. 15.4 points, 10.3 rebounds for the Giants. Now, that is exactly the type of thing where if you're Coach Shaw, you need that. A lot of that.
Yeah, you take some of that. Yeah.
Even if it turns into 12-8 consistently every night, you're gonna need that for sure out of Hare. And I was watching some tape of his earlier this evening let me get a feel for this guy. Like 15 and 10. Like, is this?
Yeah.
The athleticism is impressive. So we'll see if he can help the Islanders get back to their days of glory with Coach Shaw and everybody else over there. Shagbagno is going to play a big part of this too. We'll see if the Islanders can get back to it. Two more teams here, Mike, in the mid-tier. What do we got?
Yeah, so down here in the mid-tier, we got Northwestern State, the Demons. Nice bounce back here for them, 12 conference wins for Coach Rick Cabrera. And what you love about this program coming into the year is that point guard Micah Thomas is back, 12.5 points, shot 42% from three. So you have Thomas, you've got forward Willie Williams, who averaged 6 points, 7.5 boards. Like, that's a nice little 1-2 punch there. Tarleton transfer got Izzy Miles. He's a pretty solid player. Offensively, I like what they have, but man, this is a really small team. And I know Torvik likes them defensively, and they were top 5 in the conference last year. But Jared Colonel and his elite 13% shot block rate, 6th in the country, not there anymore. So without that, I think the ceiling's going to be capped a little bit just based on the expected drop off defensively. And then you have the Huskies out in Houston Christian, another team with an incomplete roster. Look, here's the deal. Like, two of the players that we expect to be, key contributors here, guards Elijah Brooks and Trent Johnson. They're experienced, and I think they'll set a solid floor for this program. And I expect this offense to be somewhat improved. What can they do defensively? And they just, based on some of the stuff that we have and collected, like, they're not going to have anybody over like 6'7", 6'8". So any advances that they make offensively, if they have some of these guards come back, like, it's going to be eliminated because defensively, are they going to be able to stop anybody? So that's obviously why we have them down here in the mid-tier, kind of an 8 to 9 win season again.
Mike, for those watching live, everybody's aware that college football is getting into really full swing, like week 0 stuff aside. Like, we're getting into week 1 of college football now. I know we're talking college basketball here on this show, I feel like by week 1 of college football, you should know who is on your college basketball roster.
Yeah.
You know, man, like
Yeah.
it's tough to try to give a grade here.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's an incomplete. We feel good enough about what the Huskies are returning back, but like it's dumbfounding to me
Yeah.
that we're right here to the up
Anybody in
and to the
school?
end, and there aren't official rosters out for probably what 4 or 5% of
Yeah.
the country. It feels
Yeah.
like it's not a
It's
huge
weird.
number, but enough where it's just like who's going to play these games? I have eligibility, but I could only give you 6 or 7 minutes, and that's in 3 2-minute bursts. So like let's get some guys on here. Let us talk about them. We'd love to do that for sure. Hop in the live chat with Darren. He's treading water in there. Kaylin's hanging out, just lying in the weeds watching now. And Darren's asking the real tough questions, like if A&M Corpus Christi has all male cheerleaders like the Aggies. They do not, Darren, as a matter of fact. Did I look that up? No, I just know that the Aggies are the only school that actually tried that. Anyways, Giga May howdy whoop, right? Good stuff, Darren. Always good to hear you. Keep the live chat rolling. Let's hop in there with Darren if you're watching with us, talking some Southland tonight. Let's get to the high tier with a familiar name off the bat, and that's McNeese. The Cowboys 19-1 in conference last year, easily running away with that regular season title, I should say. We let it off with the cold open, talking about Will Wade not being around anymore. You talked about Will Wade not being around anymore also. And I'm here to ask the question, just because Will Wade took over at NC State, were we supposed to expect McNeese to just fall off? I got to tell you, when I saw him take that job, I was like, well, that might be the end of it. Not so
Yeah, that's
fast,
it.
my friend, in honor of Lee Corso going to his last game day this week. Not so fast, my friend. Newly promoted head coach Bill Armstrong roamed the sidelines as an assistant before and now took over the reins. He's done a fantastic job with this roster. The backcourt, easily the best in the league. Returners Javon Garcia, Southland Player of the Year. DJ Richards averaged almost 10 points on 43% from beyond the arc as well. And then you look at what they brought in from the portal. Garway Dual, somebody, Mike, that we discussed quite a bit during the DFS season, trying to figure out what we were going to get out of him on a regular basis. 5.5 points, 3 dimes per last year.
Now he comes from the Big East down to Southland.
Yeah, this is one of the best big dippers that in terms of the type of year that they're going to have, dropping down from the power conferences down here to McNeese. Yeah, man. Garway Dual is a name to watch. He might even give Garcia a running for Conference Player of the Year. This is going to be an absolutely loaded team again. They also plucked Power 5 / sort of high mid-major talent across the country, if you will. Jacob Fretz and Cole from Oklahoma, Jarrell Colbert from SMU, Tyshawn Archie from Tulsa, Larry Johnson from Creighton. That's not even the whole roster. We don't have time to mention everybody
You don't
that
get the whole roster
brought in. We are trying to keep this to a condensed show. However, I'm here to tell you that if you are writing McNeese off, I think you're a fool. I think it's a fool's errand, right? Now, before we move on a little bit, man, there's a little bit of a tease here. Our guy Riley planting his flag, Mike. I know you're going to get to Lamar in a minute, but let's get to Incarnate Word first. The Cardinals 9-11 last year in conference, and we had a chance to talk to Coach Hireman last offseason. And Mike, we agree he did a really solid job in year one.
Yeah, he did a really solid job, and we were excited about his backcourt. We had him in the high tier last year, obviously finishing, mid-tier grade with 9-11 season, but he's got Davion Bailey back, and that guy is probably going to find his way into the top 10 in scoring in the country. He averaged 17 points per game, shot nearly 40% from three, has another year. Yes, Jalen Anderson out the door, his playmaking point guard, but that just means more usage for Bailey. Jordan Pike averaged 10 and 5, shot 37% from three. He's a nice forward, so that's a dangerous 1-2 punch. You got Tosh Tavesky coming in from Cleveland State. He's been a pretty solid producer in the mid-major ranks throughout his career, averaged 12.5 and shooting 36% from three last year. Northeastern guard Harold Woods, another double-digit type scorer. And then you have a roster capable of creating havoc nightly. So Can they be on par defensively with these other teams? That's probably the biggest question mark. I think returning big Jaden Williams, he's going to be an X factor on if they're going to challenge for this league crown. So, Incarnate Word, definitely looking at big things here. SFA, Lumberjacks, they fired longtime head coach Kyle Keller last January and handed over the keys to Matt Brower, the Texas Tech assistant this offseason. And it's not really a complete reset. Brower here, he was able to retain experienced point guard Keon Thompson, who averaged 13.5 points, 3 assists. Also got wing Krishan Christmas, who averaged nearly 8 points, almost 6 boards. So while these efficiency levels, when you look at it, they definitely need to improve on the offensive end. They were 344th in offensive efficiency last year. They're going to cause some disruption defensively. They both had over a 3% steal rate. So they're going to get their hands in the passing lanes. They're going to get some easy buckets. Can they be a little more efficient in half-court sets? Jared Colonel, who we talked about earlier from Northwestern State, his 13% shot blocking rate makes it over to SFA. So that is going to make a huge impact in this league here. And this is easily going to be one of the better defenses if they can hit on a couple of D2, D3 JUCO guys that they're bringing in. Definitely watch out. And the last team here that Riley teased, man, definitely Lamar, 14-6 last year, and Coach Alvin Brooks is basically the definition of started from the bottom. Now we here. So 4 years ago, he took over the program. They stumbled. They were 2-27 overall, 0-16 in his inaugural season. Since then, their conference wins have gone to 5-12, and then a program record 14 last year in conference. So what he does is he builds his team on defense and rebounding, and they added the 3-ball last year. So that's a pretty good combination to have. And he's bringing back half his roster, including guard Cody Pennybaker, Andrew Holyfield, who averaged 10 points, 6 boards, shot 38% from 3 out of the forward. Watch out for D2 transfer Rob Lee Jr. He's got some big-time scoring abilities. So they're going to be in every single game. Probably going to battle it out with SFA and Incarnate Word for that second spot because, man, when you just look at this McNeese roster, I'm with you, Jay. Like, they might lose a step, but it's going to be a very, very small step, I think. But they're going to have some competition, man. I do like these other teams to challenge.
Super competitive at the top of this conference this year with Lamar, Stephen F. Austin, Incarnate Word, and McNeese in our high tier. In the mid tier, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, Northwestern State, and Houston Christian. And then down at the old bottom, the foundation, Southeastern Louisiana, Nicholls State, UT Rio Grande Valley, New Orleans, and Texas A&M Commerce. Half of the A&M system is in this conference. I feel like the entire it's just basically the Southland. For sure. A lot of teams in the state of Texas, Mike, in this conference, and a lot of good basketball being played in this state. Johnny K hopping in. Go Cardinals. All right. Incarnate Word.
Incarnate Word, shout out.
Johnny K shouting them out. And Darren, Grandmama Larry Johnson, ? Actually, yes. That's his dad. So the bloodlines are there. The genes
another
are
big
there.
East down transfer.
Yeah, man. This is the conference to see some of these guys. And again, there's a lot of talent to all. Johnson coming down, Fredson Cole coming down from OU. I mean, even Cole coming down from SMU. There's a lot of talent on this McNeese team. A lot of talent in general coming down to this conference for sure. And we're excited to talk about it tonight. We're excited that you joined us here on One and Done College Basketball. Hit all those subscribe, and notification bells. Push all the buttons, if you will. Mike, the goal is still 11 gazillion fulfillion and 1 subscribers. We're on our way there right now. We're hanging out around 1565, 66, somewhere around there. Push those buttons.
Yeah, push them.
Hop on the rocket ship. Come to the moon with us. We're going to have some fun all the way up to college basketball season tipping off, and then, of course, beyond, because we've got news and note shows that are going to be coming up. We got the MC Holland 34 Invitationals, where we invite 30 or 40 of our breadhead friends that are trying to get this bread, have a little fun, playing some college basketball DFS. We do our DFS shows on a regular basis, so you're not going to want to miss anything that we're doing. Push all those buttons. Darren's not playing Jaden Epps. I might. Who knows? Because
at this
Darren
point,
Joyce is not playing him. He's probably, it's almost like all the energy is going against him. I don't know. Okay, Darren, is it the formal invitation North Texas up in Denton. You going to Denton, Mike?
No.
Hey, Darren, we appreciate the invite. One of these days, we'll end up taking you up on that.
Yeah,
coming up
for
to
sure.
See a Mean Green game. Won't be Saturday because our beloved Longhorns have an important one coming up. I'll be glued to that, and I know Mike will too. So anyways, guys and gals, thanks for joining us on One and Done. We're going to go 2 shows next week. We're going to take the holiday Monday off.
Oh, Labor Day?
All right. Yes, no labor for us on Monday or anyone else behind the scenes for that matter. How about some Summit League and WAC next
I'm
week?
down.
All right. If we're
I'm
gonna
down
start,
for it.
We're coming in strong. All right. Summit and the WAC next week. We appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. Make sure you push all those buttons. My name, oh, well, no, I forgot to, I tried to get out of here too quick. How about this man right here? What about him? The captain, MC Holland 34 on X.
Wiggity, wiggity, whack.
Follow him. No days off. Well, I hate to tell you, Darren, but we're taking days off. Follow at Fantasy Nav. Follow at The Real Napier, at MC Holland 34 on your screen there, at One and Done CDB on all the socials. I am at Dr. William Cannon. We appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. We'll see you next week. My name is JAYHEIN RICH. Come again. Peace.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.